Alright, so this is what we have now. Let's hide the image plane and turn on cache playback, so I can cache everything so it plays as smooth as it can. And let's have a look. Okay, so we're almost ready to go into polishing mode, but I can already see we have to clean at least one more controller. So before we are going to polishing, we have to check all controllers once again, just to be sure we have cleaned them properly at the beginning and at the end, so that our curves are matching up with the infinities. So let's quickly do that before we continue. As we can see here, our elbow on the right side hasn't been cleaned yet. So let's clean this one. It's gonna be a lot better already. We'll check the same the other side. Alright, and here, same thing, clean it. Alright, check for pelvis. Right, we haven't cleaned it here either, so the down pose is on 7 and 19. Sorry, the passing pose, I mean. So we're going to take those passing pose as most important ones. So we can delete these ones and then make a smooth curve. It already looks a lot smoother than before, so that's why it's important to check your curves. Alright, it seems that we have cleaned all the controllers now, so let's play on 24. Okay, so as you can see, we have some problems in the legs, some knee popping. So now we're going into the polishing phase, and knee popping is one of the things that we are going to take care of. Another thing that's obvious to me is there's not a lot of movement in the y-axis of the body. It's pretty straight, so we can also make some changes here. So rotate y and then increase this value. So let's also make sure we're turning in both ways the same value. So this is -1, this is 1. Maybe we can increase to -5-ish, maybe. -5. And let's redo these ones. So make them non-weighted again and just modify them like this. Let's see if that's better. Maybe 6. Now it's all about polishing and finding the right value. There's no golden rule for these kind of things. It all depends on style and what you want to achieve. Okay, make sure 1 and 25 are still the same. Okay. Okay. Now let's have a look at the bounciness as well. So at the rotate X, I think we can have a little bit more, so we can just use a multiplier as well here. So let's multiply by 1.2. As you can see, everything starts to expand a little bit. You can also just scale if you like that, just using the R and then start scaling, but I like to use the mat because it's more exact for each keyframe. Alright, so now let's take some time to solve the knee popping. Well, the knee popping is happening because if you would track our knee, it's now we're down, which is correct, so it's bended, and then it's going to the up, so it's straight. Now it should be straight for the entire way until it's coming off the ground, but as you can see, it's starting to bend here already. So that means we have a fall of mistake. So we are making a mistake in the foot roll, and it's going to be the same for both feet actually. So we can both change foot roll, and instead of scrolling here to find it, you can just go to show and then show selected attributes, and then you can just go here and press foot roll, and now you can see both foot rolls. So you can already see that this is not clean yet, and we have too big of a value here. I think we can really lower it, as you can see, until somewhere here, so it's still kind of straight. Let me just do this one first. Let me just do the right foot, and then we'll go to the left foot after. So here it should be straight as well, so we're already too high. Look at it now. If you can see, there's still some bending going on and stretching. That's because we have an ease and ease out here. So we can actually just make this linear. And just go frame by frame to fix it. There's also another way to do this, but I'll show you later on. Okay, that already looks a little better. We have our foot going down. Okay, so another way to fix these kind of things is just to go into your rig, and if you are using a mechanical rig, it's on this one. You can enable the body polish and start working with this controller. And you can start animating this one to make it be straight all the time. Another good reason to enable this controller at this stage is to start tracking this controller by going to, so selecting it and then going to visualize, create editable motion trail. Going to show and enable the motion trail so we can see what's going on. And you can track the knee movement like so. And the same can be done with the foot. As you can see, we have this kind of droplet, or at least half a droplet, and that's the kind of movement that we're going for. But if you would look at the front view, we can see there's something clearly wrong with the knee. And that's because we come from step mode and we made some changes to the rotation of the foot so make it more interesting, but we haven't really cleaned it up and now it's rotating too soon and too late. It's a bit all over the place, so it's up to us to start cleaning those. So you can go to selecting it and then show all again, and then we can go in and change these rotations. So here it's okay, so it's rotating on the Y when it's landing. Can we even a little bit higher, a little bigger change? Okay, and then we're going flat, which is nice, but then as you can see in the sliding we are already turning, so that's no use for us. So we can just put these ones on 0, then it only starts to rotate once it's coming off the ground. And then we can smoothen out this as well. And now it's already a lot less jiggly. We do a weird movement to the side as well, so actually we can just remove this as well. And now it already looks a lot better. And now we can have a better look at our knee right here. As you can see, there's still some jittery animation going on. So we can actually just key right before we're going to make changes and then try to clean up this curve a little. And then where we are finished, we can just put everything back to 0. And we are trying to get a nice arc in there. Like so. You can also select the points on the curve if it's easier for you to do that. Okay. There's a big jump here, so we can try to take care of this one as well. Alright, so that's already a lot smoother of a leg animation. If you look at the front as well. So now we have to do the same thing for the other leg. And that can be fast forwarded. Alright, so now with our legs fixed, we can go and make some changes to some curves to more personalize your character. And something that I notice right here, we lift our knees very high for a walk, and we as a human are pretty lazy in those things. So I think we can lower them at least a little. So I'm going to do that first. So the highest point is not here, but a bit lower. And same thing for this one. That really looks more comfortable as well. Maybe we can go even a little lower. All right, that looks a lot more relaxing already. And then the same thing for the arms. I think they are going too wide, but it's completely up to you, obviously. I think we can go for a little less wide swing. So just take both of them, take both their Y rotations, and then just multiply is equal to 0.8, so it takes off 20%, so it's only 80% left. And I think this will already feel a lot relaxed as well. And just now about adding some more or lessening some values. I think we can give this a bit more as well. Okay, and then some nice little detail that we can add is some finger animation. So now there's no animation on the fingers yet. So something that you could do is just select all of them and start manipulating these. Or you can, if you check your fingers option, your hand options, maybe there are some that we can use. Like these ones, for example. So we can animate our fingers to go wide, a bit open, and move to this side. And then we're going back. So here we can put 0 value at 25, I mean. So 0 value is already there, and then the reversed from 18 to 6. Take these and then multiply by -1. We can delete this middle part, and now it will swing pretty nicely. It's gonna be forward. We can all make this a bit bigger, multiply by equals 2. Okay, and then we can do the same thing on the other side. So just take this one. Actually, you can just copy even this one, so we can copy these values. Control C, and then paste them on this one. Control V. Oh, we should select these two and paste. Delete this first and paste. Okay, and now we have some finger animation in there as well. So the next thing that you might want to do is have another look at the face, because now everything is pretty sterile. So we can just animate face, just go to show and then show controllers. Okay, just show all. Okay, so just show all, and then these will pop up. Most controllers of different rigs are just NURB curves, but these ones are special for the Michaela rig, and we can just give Michaela a nice pose. We can open up the eyeballs. Well, not the eyeballs, but the eyelids. And maybe put this at -0.2. That's nice. And now give her a smile. So none. Alright, so now we have a nice smile going on. Have some nice animation. that's nice. So it's all up to you how you want to modify some curves and want to over exaggerate some parts, like the twisting of the chest, the ups and downs. So that's actually what makes your character unique, depending on what values are you putting. So don't exactly copy everything that I'm doing here value-wise, because you want to create your own animation, right? So not a total ripoff, but these are some good tips to make a walk cycle. So next up is just detailing, adjusting some curves, and then as you can see we have some assets right here, like the gun, like the crossbow, that we can give some extra animation. So we have an extra layer of animation with some secondary animation, like in the 12 principles. So that's what we're going to do next.